But I want to talk to you about overcoming objections by using rebuttals. So what a rebuttal is essentially it's an answer for any reason that a customer would say they're not ready to book with you yet, right? So whether it's, listen, if you're a one-person show or you have a, 20, 30, 40-person call center, maybe you got a 100-person call center, where people are on the phones booking moves for your company, it's important that they have rebuttals. And a rebuttal is an answer to every single reason why a customer might not book their move with you when you have them on the phone or when you're out doing an on-site estimate, right? We all want to book more moves. If you have the opportunity, why let that go, right? Why wait until your follow-up if you could close the deal on that first call? Now, I know it's not going to happen on every single call where you're going to, book that job on the first call. However, you should put your best foot forward and do it in a way that's not rubbing the customer the wrong way, right? And a lot of that is just educating them along the way as to, what it is you do, right? Why your company's the best choice. And for whatever reason they say, I'm not ready to set up this move. So let me give you some examples of objections, right? These are objections customers may have for why they don't want to move with you. And I'm sure you hear these and then some more too. I don't have a move date yet. I need to speak to my husband or I need to speak to my wife. Your price is too high. We've decided to do it ourselves. Whatever the case may be, all the reasons, as we just saw a U-Haul truck drive by in the back. Listen, those people needed to move, right? So they may have called some moving companies. They may have said things like, hey, your price is too high. I might just do it myself. And if you had a rebuttal, right? If you had essentially a script of what to say when a customer says that, you could have shown them how, by doing it themselves, they're gonna, have a lot of heartache, a lot of trouble, and all the essential hidden costs that go along with doing a DIY, a do-it-yourself move, right? So it's not a matter of being pushy, it's not a matter of being salesy, it's a matter of educating them along the way, but then steering them back to book their move with your company. By the way, if this is something that you're interested in, if learning rebuttals and overcoming objections, make sure you check out movingseminar.com. Go to that page, all the information's there, but this is the stuff we teach in depth. I teach you exactly what to say to every customer that has an objection. Because I've said it before, and I'm a big believer that, great salespeople aren't just born great salespeople, right? What makes a salesperson a great salesperson is that they just know what to say. And when you give them a sales script, they know what to say. When you have a list of answers, right, that are called rebuttals, for every reason that a customer is not ready to set up their move on that particular call, when they know how to respond to that, that's how they become great. Trying to sell someone something they don't need, that's not a good feeling, right? That's being salesy, right? Trying to convince somebody of something they don't need, and that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about showing them stuff that they might not know, they might not understand. When they say your price is too high, you've got to put it in perspective for them. What would you rather have? Would you rather have quality or would you rather have, a good price? Of course, they're going to say, I want both. Okay, well, if you look at our price in this way and see it as, the value that you're receiving, right, for the quality that you're getting, that's an example. Like, that's the type of, shift in perspective that you want to get your customer to understand. You want to get them to see that, right? Because otherwise, it's going to be a very, very, very tough business to be in if you're just competing against people and your tactic for competing is price. Because, if you don't have a way, first of all, a good sales script, that's the upfront part, okay, laid out for your sales team. And then the rebuttals for all the objections and the reasons why they are not ready to book their move, to where they have those responses ready to go. If you don't have that, it's going to be very difficult because you're going to spend money on marketing. It's going to come in and you're not going to close enough deals to be able to pay for it. And it's going to keep you either at a lower level or you're going to end up competing against price, in years of the business where, typically the guy in the market that's charging the lowest prices doesn't last long at all. chances are within a year, they'll be out of business because they don't see and they don't understand how those low prices aren't allowing them to profit. So what you need to do, right? Because I want you charging higher prices. I don't want you competing at these low rates, because what you do, the business you're in, everything that you deal with, the liability, the responsibility, it's a lot, right? So you need to get paid what you're worth. But in order to do that, you can't just assume that you're gonna roll out a price to somebody, right? You're gonna give them your quote, and all of a sudden they're gonna just be okay with it, right? And you're not gonna have to kind of show them why it's a little bit higher. Show them why when they say, I still need to check around and I'm not quite sure, if we're ready to do this yet. You need to put that urgency there and let them know that that date that they're looking at your calendar, if you only have 2 spots, you gotta let them know there's only 2 spots. Make a list of every single objection that you've heard from a customer, meaning everything that they've said is the reason they're not ready to book the move now. And then I just want you to think about what you could say to make them see the other side of that, to overcome that objection, to keep them on the phone, to help educate them on the process, and to ultimately get them to say yes and book their move with your company, right? Because at the end of the day, the purpose of every single phone call that you receive, every single phone call that you place to a customer, a prospective client that's moving, is to book the move. That's the #1 purpose of every single call. The secondary purpose is to get an estimate, right? To find out who the influencers are, right? To add them to your pipeline, things like that. But the first priority is to get that job booked, right? And then after that, you put them in your follow-up process if you can't, right? But the more you could close on that first call or the second call, that prevents you from having to make that 3rd and 4th and 5th call, all right? So again, I hope to see you at Moving Sales Academy Live. It's March 15th through 17th, Phoenix, Arizona. Make sure you go to movingseminar.com to check that out. And until I see you next time, go out there every single day, profit in your business, thrive in your life. I'll see you later.